Aldershot on Saturday, back at home, back in league action. What's your thoughts and feelings going into that?
Just said to the players, it's we've got a really tough sort of block of 5 games coming up. I mean, obviously every game's tough, but if you look at it in blocks, starting with Aldershot, finishing with Sutton, and 3 tough away games in between. Really important for the season. How we're going to do really, and the lads know that, and we've trained well again this week. We've changed things a little bit in regards because there's a game on Wednesday night where the lads who needed 90 minutes got 90 minutes, and that worked out very well for everybody. Kept another clean sheet, which is always a good habit to keep. And as I say, looking strong going into tomorrow and confident.
What did you learn from Wednesday's game? As you say, a lot of first team squad members involved.
I think there's just a few of the lads who haven't been involved. Who, could have gone one of 2 ways. They could have sulked, or they could have went out there and tried to prove a point, and they did. They proved a point. And I didn't really doubt that. I know I've got a lot of good characters here. Connor Thompson was outstanding the other night, and Connor hasn't been involved too much at all. JJ was great again. Forbes, he done well, and the Fod's the keeper, and they're just reminding me that I've got a very good squad, and keeping the lads on the toes that are playing.
You mentioned Connor Thompson and JJ, some good goals from them, fair to say.
Yeah, excellent. JJ's goal, I'm like everybody else, probably sick of hearing about it now, but in all fairness, it was a great bit of technique. Connor scored a great goal, and he was doing the things that I've asked him to work on. He was getting in the box as a wing back, and he was becoming a threat. And as I say, he was obviously taken on board, so fair play to him.
And some of the under-19 lads give you food for thought as well?
Yeah, no, we've got a couple of good young players coming through. We had young Lewis, who's a goal scorer, 2 again, and he's not far away. He's been training with us. The lads that have done well for Ben's team have came up and trained with us the odd time. I had 3 or 4 of them training with us on Wednesday. So it just shows them as well. There is a route to the first team if they do well, and it'll only help people coming to Gateshead knowing that it's not a team that you're just going to play a certain level and not get any higher. We've proven with John, Tom, Elliot, and Lewis isn't far away now that there is a route to the first team if you do well.
With Wednesday's game, slightly different training schedule this week, but how has training been?
Good, and today was rapid and sharp again, as you'd expect, and to the point of where we had a head clash with one of the young goalkeepers and Luke Armstrong, so there was a bit of claret on the pitch today, so we'll have to have a look at Luke and Ryan and see how they both are. But it's typical Luke Armstrong really. It was a challenge that nobody else would have gone into in training, but Luke doesn't see any danger, he just flies in, so we'll have to have a look at him for tomorrow.
And like yourselves, Aldershot going into the game on the back of 3 decent wins, what type of game are you expecting tomorrow?
They're a good side. I mean, they'll admit themselves they've started the season slower than they've expected, but if you look at Aldershot and all the time I've been in this league, they've always been in around the playoffs. They've got a good side, they've got a good manager, dangerous, and they've picked up a bit of momentum. And like us, be looking to kick on, but as I said before, it's our home. We've improved dramatically against Dagenham, and we need to keep that on, in fact kick on further if we can.
As you say, Aldershot 16th in the table, maybe too early to tell, but does that show how competitive the league has been this season, more than most seasons to a degree?
Yeah, it's been almost impossible to predict this season, certainly by the bookmakers' standards. Looking at teams who have been touted to not do so well, like of ourselves and Solihull, both in playoff positions, and teams who have traditionally gone very well, like Dover and Aldershot. Had a slower start than they usually do. But as I said before, I've watched their last 3 games, and they've certainly improved to the point of somebody like Eastleigh who've improved dramatically. They're the same, so we'll be expecting a really tough game tomorrow.
As you touched on before, 3 very tough away games coming up. Does that put any more emphasis on perhaps getting a win tomorrow?
It does, because, as I say, the 3 away games are all very tough. Fylde, Wrexham, and then obviously the cup game. We've done really well away from home, but we need to cement the points at home. We really do, and tomorrow will put us into this next spell of games on a load of confidence if we can get the 3 points tomorrow. And I'm looking at the lads and seeing how they're trained, and the things that we've said about the positivity that we showed in the last game, carrying that on. I'm very confident that we'll do well tomorrow.
And fitness-wise, how's everyone looking? You touched on Luke Armstrong before.
Yeah, apart from Luke, everybody's fine. Ainsley Pears has been at Middlesbrough for the last couple of days. Obviously, we didn't train on Thursday, so got himself a bit of extra training in Middlesbrough, and he had a little bit of a back issue after Saturday's game, but that, you know, I've been told that that's absolutely fine now. So apart from Luke's bang on the head today, I think everybody's fine.
Yeah, and a sort of highlight in recent weeks, that sort of consistent back three of John, Mike Williamson and Fraser Kerr. You've kept 4 clean sheets in 5 when they've all played. Is that you sort of reaping the rewards of that consistency?
Yeah, I think you can only play that system well if you've got, you know, 2 or 3 of the centre halves comfortable being able to go wide, and otherwise you'll end up as a back 5 all the time. And we've played it well. We've ended up as a back 3, which I'd hoped. You know, when Tinks and Scotty are pushing on, Fraser's very comfortable going out and playing wide, if you like, and Mike to come across and cover, and John to come across, and vice versa on the other side, as I said. So I'm lucky I've got centre halves that can adapt and are brave enough to go and cover across the way we need to do if we play that system.
And finally, what's the message to the lads going in tomorrow?
Just not to settle for what we've done. You know, we need to keep striving, we need to keep improving, we need to keep raising the bar. They're young enough, they're talented enough to get better, but it becomes, you know, coming into this spell of games, sort of October, November, December, January, it becomes mentally tough as well. Games are coming thick and fast, pitches will get heavy, the weather will turn, we'll have some cancellations here and there, and it's all about, you know, keeping your mental strength. And I think if we conquer that side of things, the football will take care of itself.